Welcome back, guys. Today I want to tackle a big subject, the true strengths of each of the known Wano arc antagonists. This includes the Big Mom pirates present, the Beast pirates, and Wano's forces. I will only be going over the characters still confirmed living as of One Piece chapter 987. So no Orochi nor his relative Kanjuro. I will also not be including people who aren't present at the raid like Babanuki, so none of the prison guards will be talked about. It's been a long time since my last video, so I thought I would talk big and crazy. First up, we have the total strength of the waiters. These guys may seem weak, and they are. The average strength of fodder pirates can pretty much be averaged by the Kuro pirates, who were easily defeated by even guys like Usopp. We can tell from Marineford that Yonko crews are above average. Even the lowest of the low in their crews can be dangerous. But they are still nothing compared to guys like Luffy, and they are even vulnerable to his Conqueror's Haki. This may not sound too weak, but it is. Luffy's Conqueror's Haki is only ever used for fodder, and generally not too many of them. Due to this, I put them quite a bit stronger than Hodee's soldiers, yet weaker than the average Whitebeard troop. This makes them a dangerous force, yet weak enough so that none of the real powerhouses in the upcoming battle could get held down even by dozens of them. A good balance for the circumstances. After them, we have the pleasures. When Luffy was fighting them during his execution, Queen called them up as though they were stronger than the waiters, which makes sense, since they were further up in line to eat the smiles than the waiters, so they are likely to have higher powers, although their condition that forces them to laugh can likely weaken them considerably. Considering that in one of the latest chapters someone stated that there was about 500 gifters and 1/10 of all people who ate smiles received its powers, we can estimate a total of 4,500 pleasures, making there almost as many pleasures as total men in the Alliance. While they're not the toughest opponents, a few dozen of them are likely to hold down weaker Straw Hats and maybe even Beppo's Satchel Penguin. A third force of the day is the Big Mum's homies. I'm not going to include the captain's homies in this force, as they are generally used as direct weapons for either Big Mom or Nami, so they're hardly fighters in themselves. We have no idea how many of them are in Wano, not even close to a rough estimate, so it's unlikely that they will do much. The only homies that ever really do anything are the captain's homies, and it's unlikely that they ever will, considering how easily Nami and Kat were able to beat them back whilst being headlocked by the same ones that they beat first, meaning they're probably 4 times their strength. Although that wouldn't be using One Piece logic, but beginning of DBZ logic. That makes the homies weaker than even the average human, probably. Next, I want to talk about Orochi's and now Kaido's samurai. We probably know who the main player in that force is, although I'm not sure of his name. We saw him pledging the support of the samurai to Kaido, so I'm pretty sure he's their leader. We don't know their average strength, but as samurai, they are all highly trained warriors. I think they all could take on pleasures and perhaps even gifts. I know that sounds like a stretch, but after this latest chapter, well, don't expect too little from even the weakest samurai. Haki seems like a pretty common thing in Wano, especially armament, to the point where the people of Wano even have their own name for Haki, in particular armament. With that in mind, I'm just about ready to jump to conclusions. So there will likely be a very annoying force to contend with, although considering how much will has been part of One Piece, and especially in the upcoming Wano arc, I think that Oda will make the ones with strong enough willpower to stand up to the Kaido, also the ones who are strong enough to defend themselves against countless enemies. So I think that they'll not be too big of a problem in terms of power in the long run. Next up, we have Wano's ninja forces led by the Onibawanshu. These guys are really tough. We haven't actually seen all of the Onibawanshu in action, but they are likely strong enough as a unit to defeat Nami, Robin, Brook, and Shinobu all at once with relative ease, as shown when they intercepted those four at Orochi's palace. They would mid-diff them at worst. And at around 5,000 ninjas on top of the 11 Onibawanshu, well, that's be a lot of ninja. Honestly, I hope to see Onibawanshu versus the Yakuza battle. Although looking at the fight from a more objective viewpoint, it's likely that the Yakuza bosses won't be alone a good match for all 11 Onibawanshu. Which is why I don't think that the Akai's are a truly good matchup for Kaido. I think Raizo and maybe even Kamawatsu, and Shinobu, of course, should fight the Onibawanshu by the Yakuza's side, at least some point during the war. Maybe Kamawatsu will have a different enemy, but I feel that at least Raizo should fight them. Just because he's a ninja, and so are the Onibawanshu. After them, we have the Gifters, with 9 named Gifters, one of which only appearing in the recent episodes of the anime. It's pretty select squad of power users. Select meaning you have to be pretty lucky to gain admittance. There's about 500 gifters as stated in one of the most recent chapters of the manga. Zoro stated that their skill runs deep, and I think I trust Zoro's judgment when it comes to strength. As a group, they are really dangerous, although one or two of them are handleable with relative ease, as shown at Udon when Luffy took 2 down at once. But 500 of them isn't a small amount, so they are extremely dangerous as a unit. Just a handful can take down more powerful foes like Supernova. Weaker foes like Sachi and Penguin fall easily to their enhanced abilities. Then we have the headliners, who are set up to be great fighters. We haven't seen too much of them, but all 10 of the headliners that we have seen so far seem pretty damn tough. But without Babanuki present at Onigashima, they are missing a few guys. Out of those present at Onigashima who stick out to me are Hawkins, whilst not being confirmed to be on Onigashima. I think it's pretty likely that he's there. He's quite strong as a supernova. Check out my other videos for my thoughts on his overall strength. I talk quite a bit about supernova in my other videos, so check them out for my thoughts on the supernova. Apu, we have seen quite a lot from him, especially in recent chapters. He is quite strong, although I feel like he won't do too much for the rest of the Wano arc. Bo Huang. She seems like she's the receptionist for Kaido, so I'm not too sure what her relevance to the rest of the story will be, but I think she'll probably have a major part in the later part of Wano. Big Mom's children. Wow, there's a lot of them, but today we're only talking about the ones that we've seen in Wano or on their way to Wano. The ones that we know are coming to Wano are Charlotte's movie. One of the 3 sweet commanders, she is incredibly strong. She also has a surprisingly overpowered devil fruit, as for the most part it allows her to one-shot her enemies. We don't know too much about her overall powers, though, so there's really no knowing what she's going to do in Wano. Charlotte Flampe. Yes, that's right. The most annoying little brat that exists. She isn't too powerful, but she's in Wano. All I can say about her power is that she's an annoyance to every combatant her siblings go up against. Charlotte Daifuku. That's right, Genie Man! He is coming to Wano, and he is strong. We haven't seen too much of his power, so I don't want to jump to any conclusions just yet. Next up we have Paris Sparrow. He is the candy star of the Big Mom Pirates. Honestly, I don't really want to power scale him just yet. After all, he and Marco are obviously planning something. The Robbie Topo. All of them. Honestly, they're all around ESO level, so I'm just going to rate them from weakest to strongest instead. Weakest, Page 1. Second weakest, Black Maria. Third weakest, Sasuke. Third strongest, Ulti. Second strongest, X-Drake. And strongest, Who's Who. All those ratings are just rated on like what they're actually doing in the story and how I feel they're how they have shown themselves, like their image in the story, their portrayal. Then we have the Calamities. First up, Jack the Drought. He has great power, as he was able to fight against the Dukes as they rotated shifts for 5 days straight. As an ancient Zoan user, he has increased stamina and strength. He is an absolute monster with his dual blades, and he can take loads of damage, making him one of the strongest characters there is. I just can't wait to see who he fights. Next, we have Keen the Plague. He may be fun-loving and chubby, but on the inside he is pure evil, as one of the main torturers in the Beast Pirates. His ancient zone is especially dangerous, making him one of the most powerful guys in Wano. I hope he fights Sanji, and I am just wondering how the hell whoever fights him is going to win. Finally, we have King. With his sword, he is the torturer as well as the lead swordsman of the Beast Pirates. He is really powerful, able to do important tasks like pushing ships off waterfalls. I really want to see him fight Zoro. Like, it's the matchup I want to see the most in Wano. I really can't wait to see him in action, but he's definitely stronger than the other people in his crew, except for Kaido, of course. Big Mom, one of the Yonkos. That's right, she is in Wano and currently facing off with the protagonist, Luffy, for the third time. The last times that they faced off against each other, Luffy didn't even stand a chance. That's just how insanely powerful Big Mom is. With her soul fruit, anyone who fears her is vulnerable to her attacks, and as a Yonko, she is pretty dang scary. With her captain's homie, she's pretty much invulnerable, with the only people she'll ever take seriously being other Yonko and Navy admirals, and even then, she sometimes doesn't take them seriously. Out of everyone on the islands, I don't think there's anyone who can beat her alone, at least for now. But she isn't even the toughest enemy the Alliance is facing. Who beats Big Mom? Kaido, of course. After all, there's even a saying that goes, in a one-on-one fight, always bet Kaido. Always. That's right, that saying includes Kaido taking on Big Mom and the other Yonko. But unfortunately for him, he's not fighting a one-on-one fight. He's fighting about 200 minks and some samurai. So can he beat them? Probably. He's Kaido after all. 8 of the toughest guys in the Alliance stabbed them all at once, and he came away with a scratch. A scratch! He'd only be beaten by multiple super dangerous combatants, like 5 of the toughest supernova, which the Alliance has on their side. So he may just be beaten yet, except for the fact that he's 2.5 armies on his side, and another Yonko. So the Alliance is going to have a hard time getting their toughest fighters where he is. Well, but whatever, I guess that's just who he is. Thank you guys for watching until the very end. It takes a lot of effort making YouTube videos, which is why I don't upload often. Please hit the subscribe button as I want more subs. Press like as it makes me happy, and comment down below if you agree with what I said. Once again, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.